right? We haven't had a Tales from the tent for a long time. I can't even remember when the last one was. And yeah, so you know, I thought I'd bring you up to speed with life and as much as I can say and stuff like that. In a minute, let's get our festive. I don't know why I'm calling it festive. It's just a bottle of Malbec. It's a little mini Malbec. So we get that. We've got some applewood cheese. A little net of them. Shout out Emily, you're a big fan of them. And we've got some honey cashews as well. So those of you that have watched the channel from the start, you'll have noticed a change. It's, you know, I've started a YouTube channel just to document memories of, you know, my time in the great outdoors, really. And that was the only reason, hopefully to inspire others, give a few tips, and, you know, just from my own memories when I'm old and grey, no laughing at the back. I've still got some hair, just for, you know, for looking back on, and for my little ones. And yeah, around COVID, there was a massive change in my life. It was nothing to do with COVID, as bad as that was. It was nothing to do with lockdown, as bad as that was. But that just made a horrendous situation about 1,000,000 times worse. And I won't go into the details, but, you know, those of you who are quite astute, it's glaringly obvious what went on. The sort of downside of that was that I had lots of spare time. All my free time was my own, and I wanted to turn a really bad negative into a positive. And so all my time off work I just spent going outdoors, making videos, climbing mountains, making videos, wild camping, video. And as a result, the channel grew. You know, whatever, the algorithm on YouTube picked it up a little bit, and, you know, I grew my channel. You know, it's only a small channel, but I grew it significantly. But it was the worst period of my life. I won't go into any more detail than that. I live alone, it's just me, single. And I have been for quite some time. That's all part of it. But yeah, so it was a very bleak time. And yeah, just thanks to all the lads, you know, you are my mates, obviously family, you know, they know. But yeah, they were a massive help in very dark times. So it's quite a deep subject, but don't worry, you know, this is a positive video. So yeah, that changed a couple of months ago. Well, yeah, 6 or 7 months ago, and that time came to an end, thankfully, and my free time became more limited again, which that was normal. I'm so thankful for. And I am doing things with, I'm either working now or I'm looking after my little ones, as it should be. So I have less time for the channel. So that's why, if anyone's wondering, you know, why is there less videos, why is there less content, and it's completely slowed down. You know, I'm not really picking up very many subscribers. I'm really grateful and thankful to everyone that is subscribed to the channel, but it's not really growing. It's more of a trickle now. But I don't mind about that. You know, I'm still out doing what I enjoy, and that's the main thing. It's not about numbers for me. It's just an activity I enjoy, and if I enjoy it, I'll carry on doing it, and that's what it's all about. It doesn't really go any further than that. So yeah, the main reason I'm saying that is A, just to, you know, make people aware why, you know, there's less content coming out now, because my time is very much constricted, and B, just a thanks to all the lads. You know, you are, you know, you've given me a bit of a hand up on more than one occasion, and yeah, it's greatly appreciated. So yes, I just thought that is going to be that was my tales from the tent today, just an insight. Those of you that follow me on Instagram will see every now and again I put snippets of, you know, not camping things, you know, everyday life on Instagram. So if you ever at a loose end and you're on Instagram and you want to follow the MCM Outdoors Instagram feed, go and check it out on there, and you get to see the bigger picture sometimes. So anyway, yeah, thanks for listening to that. If you've made it all the way through, I just thought it was important that I mentioned it. But yeah, all good. So Trevento Malbec. Now, someone reached out on Instagram and it's not arrived yet, but offered to send some nice Malbec. Hopefully it is going to arrive, because I am a fan of the old red wine. So I'm waiting for that to arrive, but in the meantime, I just thought I'd bring a small one just to save weight. You know, the bag being 17 odd kilos today, so that, you know, wasn't the best. So we got that, an applewood, really nice, like nets of this cheese. I do that, by the way, because the camera focuses on your face, so it picks out your eyes, nose and mouth. So if you cover that, in theory, it should focus on the cheese instead. So you know whether it's worked. I couldn't see the screen. But yeah, just been sat here listening to a carol concert, listened to a bit of like classical music. Then I've turned that off and I've just been listening to the sounds of the wind on the fly sheet. There's been the odd fell runners gone past, a couple of lads on bikes, but other than that, it's been pretty much peace and solitude, which is, for me, what wild camping is all about. Stressful, busy job, hectic life, and it's busy. I wouldn't change anything. I'm very grateful for what I've got, but it is very busy, and you know, you sort of don't get a moment to yourself, is the reality of it. But that's just how it is. I get that. But the moments that you do get, I like to come out into the outdoors and completely relax and unwind. And it's nice to have no phone signal. It's nice to be unplugged from the matrix, as it were. Times are tough at the moment for a variety of reasons. And I'm not going to go down any rabbit holes, although I could. But I'm conscious of the platforms that we use, and the things that we can say and the things that we can't say, which is all part of the problem at the moment. But yeah, so it's nice to escape the madness and just get back to basics. Bit of applewood, always nice. It's like a smoked cheddar, smoky flavoured cheddar. And then the old Malbec, ice cold wine. It's like when you go to Spain and you get a bit of Sangre de Toro and you've had it in the fridge. Nice on those hot, humid nights. So in terms of tips for winter wild camping, yeah, it's a good resource, isn't it? YouTube. My views are that people use it for one or two reasons: to get some entertainment, or to find solutions to problems, or education. You know, people say it's the most popular search engine in the world. You know, you want to know something, you just type it into YouTube, and there's hundreds, thousands of videos telling you their take on how to do it. And that brings me to the sort of second point of, you know, what I'm about to say. You know, people are giving tips on things. There's got to be some credibility there. There's got to be some, you know, backup with experience. You know, if you're telling people how to do things, you've got to have that experience there in the first place. So I have been coming out wild camping since I was 14, 15, hiking, scrambling. So I've done quite a lot of wild camps, especially in winter, and long before YouTube existed. And the good news is that I never had expensive kit. I couldn't afford it, and I got by with budget gear. Army surplus, really heavy, bulky, but guess what? It works. If you can't afford the most lightweight sleeping bag, use a heavier, cheaper one. You know, if you can't afford the most warm sleeping bag, take a few layers. You know, sleep in your clothes, sleep in your down jacket, take a liner, just adapt. You know, invariably your bag's going to weigh more. You know, my bag today was just over 17 kilos, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's not particularly pleasant, but it's good exercise for you. So the tips are, give it a go. And for your first time, don't do anything too ambitious. Let people know where you go, and that's the main thing. Don't go and die. Don't get yourself in difficulty. Don't go and get other people trying to rescue you from a dangerous situation which you've put yourself in for no good reason, because those people have got families too. So you've got to think about that. And I don't mean that from a preachy point of view. If you're going to go out and do it and you've never done it before, just be a little bit sensible about it, and don't go and climb the most remote, difficult knife edge route in the worst conditions. Just take some baby steps first, you know, go a little bit more local, you know, or even try in your back garden. You know, if there's some cold nights coming up, really cold, and you think, I'm not sure how I would get on, why don't you try it in your back garden? At least then, if you know it's not for you, you can go and walk back into your house at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, as opposed to being 2,500, 3,000 foot up a mountain in the dark. So you know if it's not for you, you can't handle it, you don't like it, you know, you're not in a difficult situation. So try that, try it in your back garden. Especially for those, like, you know, you want to reduce your weight on winter wild camps, go and try and do a lightweight winter wild camp in your garden with minimal kit. See how you get on. How do you fare? You know, what can you live without? What can you not live without? You know, what gear can you not sacrifice during the colder months of the year? It's just a bit of trial and error. You know, I will never be a lightweight wild camper. I do enjoy the challenge during the warmer months of the year, and I've got some great lightweight bits of kit and shelters. The Telemark 2.2 lightweight in particular, really great tent. I really like that bit of kit by Nordisk. I also like my Tarp tent Scarp 1. The strength to weight ratio on that is phenomenal, and the amount of space in it is unbelievable, and usability with the 2 vestibules. There's some cracking bits of kit out there from various different manufacturers. I've also got a Terra Nova Laser Compact All Season 2, which I'm hoping to get some more winter testing wild camps in soon. So yeah, the main thing is warmth. The biggest danger on winter wild camps is the temperature, hypothermia. That's the risk, isn't it? You know, exposure to the cold and getting into difficulty. So you've just got to have some common sense. Get a load of layers on, sleep in your hat, get a buff on, seal it up around your neck, gloves, stay warm, let your friends and family or loved ones know where you're going to be. Leave a sort of grid reference or a time that you expected to be back, and stick to it, especially at this time of year. Don't get caught out by the daylight and the darkness. Don't underestimate how difficult it is to climb up with, depending on your fitness levels, a heavy pack. Otherwise you're going to get caught out and you're going to get in the crap. So try and avoid that, obviously, at all costs. So yeah, they're my tips, but mainly get out and enjoy it. Get out and experience and push your boundaries slightly, and you'll be surprised. So yes, that is Tales from the Tent done. It's probably going to be heavily edited just to keep the video to a watchable length, but yeah, just letting you know some of my thoughts. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Applewood cheddar, my Malbec and the cashew nuts. I'm going to keep an eye on the temperatures and just watch as the surroundings just slowly freeze up and I'm nice and warm and cosy inside the Solo Black Label.